They say winning ain't everything. Well, we don't have them type conversations over here, man. Had that conversation with the losers. We trying to win at everything we do. Even in the loss, we don't see defeat. We see a lesson learned. Straight up. Look, I came into this world in 1978. The doc looked me in my face and knew I was something great. 45, 42 Prescott, that's where I'm from. Grew up in the slums around dope dealers and bums. As humble as I was, I adapted to my habitat. In my own lane though, far from where they crashing at. Dumb bar graduate, the game I'd have mastered it. Served in the Navy, look, y'all don't know the half of it. Pops passed in '01, moms passed last year. I know they up in heaven smiling down, crying mad tears, cause they son making it. No telling where I'm taking it. My city been cursed, but I feel that I'm breaking it. Coached at Wayne High in 15 in one state. Seen the fork in the road and went straight. I know what I'm worth. I'm OG King CURT, Brooklyn Nets gaming crew legend. Let's work.
Hey, this is OG King CURT, your host of the OG2CENTS podcast. I want to thank each and every one of you who continue to tune in each and every episode. We truly appreciate it. Make sure if you're watching on YouTube, you hit that subscribe button, like, comment, and share it. Also, it'll be available on all streaming platforms. And give us that 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts, too. We appreciate it. Let's continue to stand up against any forms of social injustice and racism. Hashtag see more love. Let's everybody just get along, man. Remember, this episode is brought to you by Zenni Blocks. Make sure to armor your eyes with Zenni Blocks virtually clear blue blockers. It's important to protect your eyes from the harmful blue light from your digital screens, so you have less eye strain, and that makes for better sleep and performance. Check them out at zenni.com/gaming or follow them at Zenni Gaming on Twitter and Instagram. This episode 82, the youngest in charge, a good friend of mine, Nicholas Gartrelle. He's the head coach for T-Wolves Gaming of the NBA 2K League. He's had a phenomenal journey to get to where he's at today. He also was very successful in his first season. His team, they won the tip-off tournament. He was the youngest coach, first African-American to win a banner in our league, and also the youngest coach to win a banner. He coached some phenomenal players, had an all-star MVP, some all-league players. Just done an overall phenomenal job there in Minnesota. I actually got an opportunity to work with him. In my first season at NSGC, he was my right-hand guy, and now he's went on and to do some great things, and I'm just proud of him. And I don't want to do too much talking, so let's get right to it. Hey, Nick, man, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me, Kurt.
Nah, no doubt, man. Hey, as we were saying before when we was talking, it's long overdue. Some lines got crossed. You sent me the information. It's on me. It's my fault. But here it is. We got it done. Nick, man, you had a great year, man. In the 2K League. I know you was gonna be great from the time I met you and seen your work ethic and everything like that. But just for everybody who don't know, tell them your journey, and how your first season went in the 2K League.
Oh man, like as a head coach or from starting with you?
Hey, wherever you want to start.
I'm not gonna lie. I'll be honest, that first season was extremely hard, and it wasn't just like anything to do with you. It was just like, I think it was a maturity thing. Like, it took a lot of reflection. Because at first, like immediately when I'm looking at it right from the outside in, I'm mad at you because like it is what it is. But then you look at yourself, and there's some things that like were out of my control and it had to do with somebody else. But look at reflection, like there's certain things that I could have done better. Also, I was still going to community college at the time, and going to community college and doing 2K League at the same time, I would not recommend. If you got it, you got it. Me, I barely pay attention to class as it is. I just do really well on tests. But when it comes down to it, like it was extremely hard. But then coaching, I told you after I finished with you, I was like, man, I think I'm ready to be a coach. Man, nobody's ever ready to be a coach. You sit behind, bro. I sat behind you. I sat behind JB for one season, and just nobody's ready. Like everything's different. So it was hard. It was hard getting here, and then it was hard maintaining it, and hard maintaining to be me during the season. But honestly, it was the funnest time I've ever had in my life.
Yeah, I had Bear on, and he talked about how good you were and about your work ethic and everything like that, and really, man, it's a good combination. I mean, it's funny because Bear is actually older than you, but at the same time, I mean, you got a good knack for what you do, Nick, regardless of what anybody says. But like, you got off to a hot start, man. As this episode goes, the youngest in charge. You won it. You won the tip off. Youngest coach. First African American to take home a banner. I mean, so you did some great things. Talk about that run through the tip off and what that was like.
That run through the tip off, even the day before, it was really rough. It's probably one of the only days I've ever screamed at anybody. The day before, I actually screamed at them because they were pissing me off. Like, I was going through a tough time through it. And I was just mentally preparing for the tip off, and then going through the tip off, we played the Warriors and we 2-0'd them, and then we had the Pacers. And nobody knew the Pacers. Nobody was expecting the Pacers to be what they were. And I knew Jomar was really good. I knew Lavishina was really good. But 630, like, I just thought he was just gonna be good, and then he'll like work his way to be great. Came out just crazy, and I was not ready. And we were watching his game, and I was just not. I wasn't ready for that. Game 2, I knew how Jomar liked to play from season 3, and watching him, kind of how he likes to play my team and how he likes to play pro am. So we just took everything that he did, and I created a game plan. And it was actually tough because it was one of the only game plans that, like, it was actually the first game plan that I took the ball completely out of Bear's hand. It was like, yo, we're going to go to Kai because he's going to step up high every single time we just hit the slip. And that was like my first time going through it as a coach. And that was my first time where Bear and I had to like really work together. And that was hard, but it was so fun. Then the next day, we get a day off or something, and we get to see the Grizz advance, and Vandy doing he had one move at the time where he pulled back every single time, and we just got down and 2-0'd them. And then, you got the defending champ Wizards, and I'm not gonna lie, that was and this is thanks to JB and Joe, and then the players doing their part on the side, that I watched film all the way to 2 a.m. Joe was with me the whole entire time. Joe was watching film with me, sitting on the Discord, like trying to keep me up, trying to go, because I'm like, I just don't want to lose. Like, I hate losing more than winning. JB came in, and JB did his work, and we had the same game plan, so we had the same idea. We knew how they were going to play. We finished. We beat them in 3 games. Great series. Oh my God, they're just so tremendous. Obviously, they won a championship, but just playing against them is so fun. But then we get to 76ers, and we're watching 76ers versus Magic, and we have 2 games of their film already. So we're watching. I'm watching in the back. I had 20 minutes pretty much to prepare. And then, I called all the teams that played the 76ers up to that point and asked them, like, yo, what did you see? What did you see? What did you see? Some helped me, some didn't. And, it worked out for me because I used all the information that I used, and I had the 20-minute game plan. And it was pretty much Dre and Walnut Shell, and we was able to stop that. And at the end of the day, like you always say, players got to make plays, and Kai showed up, Miles showed up big time. And then on defense, like Big Sane and Slaughter did a great job, and Bear's floor general as he is, like just doing consistency. Like that's what Bear is, just consistent across the board. So that tip-off run was amazing.
No, I was happy for you, man. I mean, and because I believe in storybooks. Like, I mean, we went from working together, then you went on and got your own position, and then boom, first official season in, like you take it by the horns, man, and you took it home, and all the bros was rooting for you. You already knew that. And then maintained through the season, went through some bumps here and there, but finished out, made it to the playoffs, got to Dallas. Things didn't go the way you wanted them to go in Dallas. I know we spent a lot. I seen you like literally up all night in the lobby, getting prepared for for your matchup and everything like that, but didn't go how you wanted. Talk about that. What happened in the playoffs.
So through the playoffs, I would say throughout the season, like we went through bumps, and I always think in my head, like I wish we went through more bumps, so that way we get to like, okay, you know what, this is what it was. Because the reason why we didn't do good in the playoffs wasn't because like Kai, like everybody loves to blame Kai. Like, yeah, he was a star at that point. And he didn't shoot as well. Our corners weren't hitting. It was a combination of all, but it falls all the way back on me. There was glaring problems that we did not have, and I was letting our offense just like dominate everything. And I was like, you know what? If we have a problem, our offense is going to get us through. And what the Warriors do, take our offense away. And then we got to the third quarter, and I say like 2 minutes left in third quarter, and I told them, yo, I don't care what y'all do at this point, but we're following my game plan. And not saying like I just coached them and that's what it was. Like Kai followed what was supposed to happen. And then we started game, but we got team takeover just a little too late. And it is what it is. But I'm not disappointed in the season. I'm glad that I went through that and I had that failure, because the failure makes you want the success 10 times harder. It sucks because, yeah, you want that storybook ending. You want like, yo, I did this. Like I really wanted to coach in the turn, but I couldn't. But like we get to the championship and you're like, oh, we're going to, go through it. Like I was excited to like go through the Warriors and go through the Jazz and then, go through whoever's in the finals at that point, which obviously was the Wizards. But it was my fault because I allowed us to overlook certain things. And I allowed those problems that during the season, during practice, that we could have nipped in the bud happen. So now, I learned from all that. And that's like honestly the best part for it. Like I learned so much through losing, and it took me a lot of time because I could not sleep for 2 days. And it was really tough for me. Like immediately it happened. But like I'm glad I went through it.
No, I can dig that, and I try not to take them so hard. You ain't you're not gonna live to get to 43 like I am if you all relax just a little. The funny thing about it was, y'all had one of the top offenses. We had one of the top offenses. Of course, defense was our nemesis at the end of the day, and it's kind of one of those things. We went on a great run in the playoffs. Got to the Wizards which again they took away the offense and things of that nature, and we kind of battled through the same thing. It's everybody. I mean, if anybody's lucky or fortunate enough to get in you and my position, you learn more and more every year about something that you didn't know the year before. I mean, and we unfortunately are in a community that you got to be perfect or you got to do everything right or get them out of there. They're like, you know what I'm saying? You don't, I can do it better. Like you don't get a chance to really go through the bumps and actually get through a learning curve. And that's because there's not that many positions open. I mean, we're fortunate to be 2 of 24 in our league. So I think it puts a tremendous amount of expectation and pressure on everybody. But
they can have those expectations for real. I mean, like honestly, you can have all expectations. There's 24 jobs. And if you think that you can do it better than me at this point, then come do it. When you get your chance, go through it, because I promise you, I thought it would be easy. I thought like, yo, this is going to be it. This is this. It's not, this is this. It's not like, it's 10 times harder. It's so much deeper than it is. Like you could have like all the best players on paper. All the best players on paper have to connect. You know what I mean? Like you could literally have the top player at each position. If they all don't get it together chemistry wise and know their roles in that, then it's not going to work. Luckily, I did have 6 players that exactly knew what was going to happen and knew their roles and everything.
No, I can dig it. The other part about it, mentioning Kai, he went on after the season, All-Star game, had a tremendous All-Star game, took on the MVP, then went on through the off season and had a heck of a run, with on site. I want you to talk about like, at the end of the day, we all want to win championships, but we know that only one team is going to win at the end of the day. But it is nice to have other accolades. Like, you had All-Stars. I had a couple All-Stars, he played, they went on to have some success in the offseason and things of that nature. But I want you to talk about just you witnessing one of your players, watching them, somebody who's already good, you know,
Oh
continuously to getting back, they continuously get back.
Man, watching Kai and Slaughter get their flowers was amazing. Like off the court, like on the court, yeah, I'm their coach and it is what it is. But off the court, me and Kai and Slaughter and Bear are really good friends. Like so seeing Kai like get the All-Star MVP, I truly thought he was gonna get MVP. Like it would have made me so happy for him to get that. But him getting the All-Star MVP and then him going to go down there with his team no luck and go win 50K, like that makes me like happy and bubbly because at the end of the day, like I am still a person. So seeing my player success, like it makes me genuinely happy. Kai consistently doesn't need to like a lot of people just want him to like consistently improve himself and everything. At this point, all he needs to do is just do what Kai does. Like if Kai wants to go score, if Kai wants to go get 10 steals, he can do it. There's outside of that, he's just gonna do what T-Wolves needs him. That's it. And Slaughter's a business guy. Slaughter's day in, day out. He's gonna give you exactly what you need from him. He's good, great dude off the court. Ask him about LeBron James, he'll give you a whole biography of why he's the greatest player ever. He's big into crypto. But for him to get All-Star as well, being the first one of the first people in that made me very happy for him too as well. And then him also winning 50K down with UPA. Shout out to them.
Yeah, and it's funny you say that because my next question is, Slaughter's also an Ohio guy like me, but Minnesota, you're from New York, Jamaica, Queens, and you got Minnesota, man. Like, talk about like some of the biggest differences from you going from New York to Minnesota.
I think the biggest difference and the biggest thing that helped me, and you could definitely say this, is not having my friends around me at all times. Now it sucks, but having to be like find new people and not being around like your hometown crowd, it makes you like either branch out yourself, it makes you work a little bit harder. It makes you just like focus. So I would say like the difference, the city has something to do 7 days a week, 24 hours. Doesn't matter what time of day it is. If you want to party at 11 a.m., you can do that in New York City. Here, it's like, you can party on Friday, Saturday, maybe Sunday. It is what it is. I mean, I am 23. In New York City, a lot of it to me is like fabrication. A lot of people like live lives through like watching other people on Instagram, and that's what New York felt. Minnesota, it feels like people are just living to live. That's what it is. So I enjoy living in Minnesota. I've actually tell all my friends like I don't want to come home this weekend. I'm good. Like I'm cool in Minnesota. Like, I got my own crib. I don't have to worry about nobody else. If somebody walks through that door, my mom's not gonna yell out like or something like that. Like I have made a group of friends, Marcus, Devon, Tyler, like here, and like they're all about their business, and it's like it's really good. Not saying my friends at home are not about their business, but them. Marcus works for Black Man Teaching. He's trying to get black teachers in schools, which is really big, and it's 0.2% black teachers in Minnesota here. And like watching him hustle every single day makes me hustle. Tyler just bought a second house, so I'm like, oh wow, like I gotta get myself up. Devon, he just got a certificate into coding now. Like he just got a better job at Target. So like seeing like people hustle, like makes you just want to hustle. So like, and it's good because we all just like appreciate our success. So like I would say like that would be the difference for me, though, like having those group of friends around me, not like not saying anything towards my friends at home, but having my new friends here, it just makes me like just go. Like I'm like, I gotta catch up to y'all. Now, obviously we're different in age. Devon and Marcus are 28 and one's 27, but like there's like they're like making me want to work. And the same thing about being around you guys, you know what I mean? Like Famous, you, Frank, Jelani, LT, Rico are consistently improving every single day. And like, why am I not improving every single day? Why can't I do that? So I've worked on more individual status. I mean, I'm always asking questions about certain things. And, like I just literally got off the phone with Rico today and asked him like, yo, listen, how do you do squats? Cause I'm not gonna lie, I've never squatted with a rack, a bar, nothing. Like, you feel me? Like I've just, I never played a sport in my life. I'm good. Like, you feel me? How I figured it out. And he's like, tell me like, this is how you do it. You know, if you need to work out on this, you could use YouTube. If you need any more questions, like if you could get to Indiana, like we could work it out and we can figure it out. So like those, like having those friends around me, like help me. I know we were talking about the difference between New York and Minnesota, but then
but that, no, I know you.
Person.
Yeah, I know you. So that, I mean, that makes a difference. I mean, if for most people, you know, if you haven't had the pleasure to get to know Nick, like he one of the most likable cats that you're gonna come across. And he never met a stranger. Like when I first came to New York, he literally knew everybody in the organization. He knew who to take me to, what I needed to do. And the same, just like he know his city too. Like, I mean, he'd be everywhere. And I mean, that kind of energy is kinetic, man. And that's why I know, like, you good for this league and you good for any organization that you were going to be with, because you connect with people like that. And really at the end of the day, that's one of the most important things, you know, relationships and how you interact and deal with people is important, man. So I know where you're coming from, because I mean, that's who you are. I mean, if anybody look at your stories, your IG stories and different things like that, that you know, they would know that.
People think my tweets, people think like, I don't know, like somebody follow me on Instagram and then follow me on Twitter, and then somebody follow me on Twitter and follow me on Instagram, and like, you're totally 3 different people. Because on Twitter I'm one way, Instagram I'm a different way, and in person I'm completely a different person. So like I'm at the end of the day, I'm still a personable person, and the most important thing that you want to take away from me that I preach better than anything else is being a good person. Like, I know deep down I am a good person, and that's what I have around me, great people. So if you're gonna take anything away from social media, just know that I'm a great person. I care about it. I care about almost everything.
No, I got you, man. I got you. Now, you know, here we are. You know, draft is coming up. You know, this is, you know, I think your first full-fledged at the helm, you know what I'm saying, of going through the interview process and things of that nature. Like, you know, just being around this time, like, you know, what's your mindset like going in, like, as the draft comes near and then going into season 5? Like, what, like, you know, you got a good team, you know, already pre-established, but like, what's your mindset like going into the draft and going into season 5?
My mindset, honestly, it came from this organization. I got to speak to Cheryl Reeve. If you don't know, one of the greatest coaches ever, the best coach in the WNBA, easily. And I also got to speak to Claire, assistant GM for the Lynx, and they preached so hard about drafting good people. And, you know, I said that to you before, but listening to like how they do it on the WNBA side as well, it's like, okay, so I'm following the same thing. Like, I'll follow my heart, and I'll tell you that during the draft. But like, to hear like they're doing this at even the high, like, I guess we're still at the highest level, but they're doing it on the WNBA side, and it's like, you know, that's my mentality, drafting great people on and off the court. Like, I don't need you you can't take criticism. You know, we have 4 great players, probably top 5 at their position, each of them, right, alone. And it's like, you know, they know how to play your position too as well. So, you know, they're going to give you tips, and it's not them like being selfish or thinking they know better than you, but like helping you get better as a player. Now, I'm gonna help you get better as a person and as a player. And my players are gonna do the same thing as well. And not to say like you can't say anything to them, because if you say anything to Bear are gonna tell you, I'll try it. Same thing to Kai. Like, and Kai's, I'm gonna say it, best in the world, right? And you could tell something to Kai, and Kai will try it. He'll say, I'll try it. So, you know, like, just finding role players that are great people. And when I mean role players, that doesn't mean you don't have to be like good at the game or anything, but like knowing what your job is, knowing that you have a position to play, you're coming into a top team that's going for a title run at this point. So like, just doing like day in out, boxing out, rebounding, you know, sometimes you're not going to get 7 shots out the corner. It's just not going to happen. Sometimes you're not going to have more than 5 boards. You're going to end up having 1 board because you're boxing out. And if you're cool with that, then this is the team you want to play for. I'm asking you everything that's what's needed from you.
No, I can't argue with that. And the funny thing about it is, as you say, like, people will start to notice the core values of how every pro team puts their team together in certain aspects. It pretty much all aligns. no matter what we're doing. So I get that. I mean, as I talk to a lot, our GM from the Long Island Nets and things of that nature, it's the same thing. Like they always talk about the value of the person more than the player, because there's a lot of people who can play the game. Like you play the game of 2K, play the game of basketball in general. But I even said this one time before, like right around the time when I became a GM, is that, you can help somebody improve probably quicker in 2K in 6 months than you can improve as a person. Like, I mean,
bingo. You got it right. That's it right there. That's it right there.
So that's one of the biggest things about it, man. Hey, so this year, we got some new things in the league. It's in Indianapolis, right down the street from where I grew up in Ohio. I want you to talk about, some of the changes. We got 3v3, a lot of different things going on. Getting back to live play, that's definitely going to be something to see. So talk about, this season coming up.
I'm excited for this season. I mean, obviously, me personally, I like the season because obviously it's easier for me to track where I'm at. It's easy to track who I play against. But I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of exciting. Now I get to know who my group is and I get to watch film on that little time. And now it's really like, okay, me versus the clock. And it's more of me versus me. Like, see how fast how efficient I can do film. On the 3v3 side, I'm extremely excited about it. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know how to coach it. But I will figure it out. Like, there's learning bumps to everything. I will figure it out. Like, that's one thing I'm gonna, especially when it comes down to my job, I'm gonna try to figure it out. Indianapolis, and I know, yeah, I've never been there, but I'm excited. Like, I mean, I expect to be there all 3 times. So tip off term playoffs. So, but I'm not really gonna have time to really visit unless I really go to off on one of my bye weeks to go visit Rico to work out or comp. Oh, you're not gonna be there, but
we gonna be there. Like, we not staying there, but
no, I meant on a bye week. Oh yeah, no, I'm not staying there. I don't want nothing to do with Indianapolis. I love Minnesota. For some odd reason, I know a lot of people here. I love it here. I love Minnesota. Like, man, I got some good people here. Yeah, I love Minnesota. Take it as you want.
Nah, hey, at this point in the show, is rapid fire. OG wants to know, rapid fire questions, answer as open as honestly as possible. Biggest influence
in 2K or just life?
Hey, it's your choice. Either or. Give me both.
Jackie Robinson and my mom.
What motivates you?
Trying to be successful.
Best part of being a 2K League coach?
The instant gratification of winning after doing the fruits of your labor.
Okay. Favorite hip hop artist of all time?
Oh, you can't ask that. I'm young. Like, I'm gonna say J. Cole. J. Cole is one of my favorites. But Toby Lou, I'm not sure if you want to consider him a hip hop artist, but that's my guy right there. Toby Lou, I'm a big fan.
Oh yeah. I mean, he qualified to me. I mean,
best he dropping an album. Sorry, my fault. I gotta promote. He's dropping album 322.
Gotcha. Best advice you ever received?
I got a couple gems from you, dog. I ain't gonna hold you. I got a couple gems. A lot of people keep saying it to me, but I heard it from you first. JB says it to me all the time. Never get too high, never get too low. Gotta stay even. Told me that all the time. But man, players gotta play, coaches gotta coach. Is a good one too, man. It's a real good one.
Favorite actor and actress?
I don't watch movies. I'm gonna be honest. I don't watch movies. I have Bernie Mac.
That surprised me, but it don't surprise me. Like,
man, I played. Listen, if anybody knows, like, if you know me from real, I lived in the hood, not from the hood. So for me, If anybody really wants to know some real fun facts, my first time watching Boys in the Hood was with JB. JB kind of sat me down and was like, "You gotta watch this. You gotta watch this." And then we watched the Denzel Washington movie, Training Day. We watched whatever the movie that he's watching. Remember the Times? He showed me all those movies. I'm gonna be honest. He was like, "You gotta watch these."
Remember the
So
Titans.
yeah, I don't watch any. I really don't watch movies. I just
Man,
all I did.
shout out to JB for getting you caught up in the culture, man. Shout out to JB.
That's crazy, right? Oh man,
Hey, that just speaks on how good of a guy JB is, man.
he's a great dude, man. That's my guy.
Favorite 2K?
2K9, first 2K.
Okay.
In your face. Ooh, that's my favorite song on there.
Favorite LMA song?
Oh, you know me. So it's obviously Boot Up was one of the first. I mean, She Don't with Ty Dolla. Oh, Not Another Love Song is really good. This is a really good question right here. Because, man, like, I'm going to say Not Another Love Song, but Boot Up is number 2. Or Too Much Sauce on her latest album.
Got you. Favorite thing you like to do when you're not working?
Play story games. I love story video games. Or being around my friends, like in Minnesota or New York. Marcus, Tyler, Devon, those are my guys.
Favorite thing you like to do in Minnesota?
Oh, that's tough. I really love walking in the park. That's what I usually do. That's tough because I do love the clubs here, boy. I do. I'm gonna go walking in the park, but the bars and clubs is number 2.
Okay. Before we get out of here, something I failed to mention, the success that Bear's had, building his brand and, getting partnered with YouTube and doing his thing on Twitch and everything like that. How proud are you of him, growing his brand over the offseason?
Man, a lot of people just think like we just put the machine behind him and was like, yo, you gotta do this. Bear came it's above me because this is just JB and Bear, but I'm in the meeting. Bear went straight to JB and said, if you put the machine behind me and you leave me here, I will get it done. And I'm so proud of Bear. Like seeing him like 22K for YouTube, him doing really like every time I look on his stream, he got 400 people in there and they're just going. Like seeing he got a whole raid from Carl Anthony Towns. Like he's living his best life, and I'm so happy for this dude. Like, cause he works so hard. I mean, obviously he's 30 years old, he's old and stuff like that. And I give him a lot of stuff, but that's my guy. Like, I saw him come up here and he talked about me and me and Bear are like really close. Kai Slaughter, but me and Bear's relationship because we were put in a hotel together due to the wrongful killing of George Floyd, and we got to learn each other. Put us like as thing. It's tough to say, and that's my player. But Bear is gonna be like the first time it's ever like spoken on a podcast. Bear's my player and I'm his coach, and he understands that. But somehow outside this game, he becomes my big brother. Like I talk to him about life a lot. Like I'm having a lot of troubles through certain things, living by myself, and that's my guy who I'm gonna go to. So just seeing him have big success on YouTube, it just makes me so proud. Like it makes me like really genuinely happy for this dude. Like, and it's crazy because our first interaction, I was dead a fan of him. Like I met him in Cleveland. I was like, yo, like, how you run 5 out? How you do this? I'm trying to become a better player. And now I'm his coach. So like, I don't know. I'm living my best life.
All right. That reminds me of one time you was killing in the comments.
Hey, bro, yo, listen. I was wrongfully accused of something I did not do. And I at the end of the day, the cards fall where they may. Everything happens for a reason. I believe in God. Like what happened to me in the combine, cool. Thank you, God, for taking me out. Like, thank you for me oversleeping a call. I am exactly where I wanted to be from day one. Anybody that actually knew me when we went to the indie event, I never said I wanted to be a player. Like I was just doing it because I needed to figure out how to get my foot in the door. But like, I'm glad that didn't work out for me, and I got this path where I'm at.
Got you, man. let everybody know where they can find you on social media. Also, your organization. Twitter, IG. Shout it out.
You can follow me on IG here. You feel me? nyck.g on Twitter. And Gartrelle. I be lying in my tweets. I'm gonna be real. And then you can follow T Wolves Gaming here on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. I'm not gonna lie, you can see Kai dance on TikTok. It's pretty funny. But you should definitely follow, and you should follow our YouTube. That's the most important thing. If you're gonna take anything away from this, I don't need you to follow me. I need you to follow T Wolves Gaming because you're gonna see all of our personalities: Bear, Slaughter, Kai, TB, and the future fifth man, and JB, and sometimes Brittany, Bone Thugs.
Hey man, well, Nick, I appreciate you coming on and doing the podcast, man. Wish you nothing but success. Keep up the great work, and we always in touch.
Thank you.
Every day, man. So keep it up, man. Proud of you. Let's see what happens in season 5.
Wait, hold on. I'm definitely excited. But before we end this, I just want to give you your flowers. Thank you, Kurt, for giving me my one shot in HGC. Obviously, me and you, we were competing for the job, and you got it. I remember when they were telling me that you're leaning your way, and I called you immediately, and I was like, "Yo, Kurt, I'm still trying to beat you for this job. I still want it, but if I don't get it, can I please work under you?" And you gave me that shot, and I appreciate you, and I appreciate the fact that you continuously give people chances. I try to do the same as much as possible. Obviously it's within our budget and stuff like that, but you doing that for me makes me want to make sure I do it for other people. So obviously you put on me, YL, Chris. So I appreciate you, and I appreciate you looking out for others. A lot of people give you a lot of flack for your name. Obviously we had our own thing, we hashed it out, but you definitely deserve your flowers for it. So I just wanted to make sure before we end this recording that you get those flowers and they set on this podcast.
Nah, man, I appreciate it, Nick. I really do. And, the main thing for me is to inspire. Obviously, people are doing that. If I reach out and touch somebody and they reach out and touch somebody and then that person reach out and touch somebody, then, it's a better place at the end of the day. So, I appreciate it, man. And really, man, at the end of the day, man, it's enough on the plate for all of us to eat, man. So, like I said, man, I'm proud of you. I appreciate it, but I'm proud of you. I get more pride probably out of seeing, my players do well, seeing everybody that I come across that I work with do well. It ain't ever about me, man. Never. So. I'm glad that you said that, man, and definitely that's what life's about, man. Going through things, getting over it, and becoming better from it. So. Man, let's say just keep doing what you're doing. You're doing a great job. And let's see if we finally get a chance to play each other next year, man.
Hey, I'm sorry for the lack of better words, but I'm gonna whoop your ass. I'm gonna be honest. I was ready to play you last year. I was so excited. And it's nothing against it is, but it's at the end of the day, we're all competitive. And
no, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
And it has nothing to do with next GC. It's more I don't want anybody to ever have the one up on me when it comes to games. So those games mean a little bit more to me. I beat Famous 2-0, 4-0 LT, sorry LT, and I 1-1 against Delani. And I would have been 3-1 if it wasn't for those meddling kids, the Warriors. But I'm excited. I'm just enjoying everything, man. I really want to play you guys. I'm excited. I want to play Rico too. I want to get him. I got to get my little fella, my little big bro.
Hey, I owe down on LT, but shoot, I'll see what happens this upcoming season. But I got West back in the playoffs, so I was happy about that. But because I hadn't beat West before the playoffs. We lost to him last year in the first round of the playoffs, and then we lost to him when we played him. I want to say it was in the turn we lost to him. So I hadn't beat him. That was the first time I beat West and them was when we beat them in the playoffs.
That's the most important time to beat them, right?
Hey, that's what I said.
Hey,
so,
what's your record against the Bros?
I ain't even tallying it up. I think LT was the only one that really had the upper hand on me. Him and West, but I ain't played LT a bunch. So West, I've been playing him all the time because he in the East. But
you're so lucky. I can't. I want to chow down on the East.
Hey, well, let's see. Hey, we get a chance to do it multiple ways this year, whether it's 3v3 or 5v5. So, man, let's see what happens.
Yes, I'll see you in Indy.
Hey, likewise, Nick. Thanks for coming on, man.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
No doubt. Hey, I just want to thank everybody who tuned in for this episode. Truly, I enjoyed talking it up with my boy Nick. Remember, you follow the OG2CENTS podcast on social media, the OG2CENTS podcast on IG, Twitter, Facebook. Make sure, you can find it on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio. So just, be on the lookout, subscribe to it. And then also make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. You can follow me, OG King CURT, on all social media platforms. That's OG King CURT on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. You can also go to www.ogkingcurt.com for everything OG King CURT. Remember, to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Need that. I actually need to get started with my own YouTube channel. It's OG King CURT. You can find it on YouTube. You already go start subscribing. Eventually, I'm gonna get to it. I promise you. Shout out to my team, Strider Visuals, Box Graphics, Cy Evermore, and Matrix. Appreciate you guys. The show wouldn't be what it is without you. You can catch me every Saturday and Sunday on EsportsXTRA. That's on the Black News channel. That's every Saturday and Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with host Larry Ridley, the crew, Durban Royale, Antonio Williams, Jay Alford, Bordy McBoard, Brandon Bell, and producer extraordinaire Kevin Mamuzet. That's EsportsXTRA every Saturday and Sunday, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Black News Channel. Go to skulls.com/OG King CURT for any of your podcast merch or OG King CURT merch. Make sure you use the discount code OG 15%. Get 15% off your order. You can find t-shirts, long sleeve shirts, hoodies, coffee mugs, you name it. It's all there. So make sure you go and check it out. DrinkCTRL, new partner of mine. Make sure you go to DrinkCTRL.com. Pick up, some of the great packages they have on there. It's the best meal replacement on the planet. Tastes like the bottom of a cereal bowl. So make sure you check it out. DrinkCTRL.com. Use the discount code OG King CURT and get yourself a nice percentage off your order. DrinkCTRL.com. Check it out. And make sure you tune in to the next episode. And remember, if it makes sense, it's an OG2CENTS. OG out.
Put this work in, fellas. And much, much, much love to the entire 2K community for always showing me love. Without y'all, we wouldn't be here. Yeah.